Howdy everybody. Welcome to HT's EDC. It is the weekend, Saturday morning. Sun is just cresting over here to my left. The birds are chirping. It looks like it's going to be a good day here in the Stone. Of course, we have to say hello to this pretty thing this morning, Miss Abby. She is right down here at my feet to my right this morning, and we are ready to get at it. Gotta take a moment and say happy opening day of deer season here in Arkansas. We actually got a new season added to our already pretty aggressive long hunting season that we have here. But they gave us an extended weekend, a long weekend, this Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, an early season bow hunt in Arkansas to potentially get a buck deer in velvet. You non-hunters probably have no idea what that is. This one's just for you hunters out there that know what I'm talking about. It's a 3-day buck-only hunt for possibly to get a deer in velvet that's still in velvet, which is a cool idea. So technically, I guess today is opening day in Arkansas for deer hunting, but it's just 3 days, and then it goes out for like I think it comes in the end of the month, the 27th, 28th, whatever that Saturday is, the very end of this month. So it goes out for like another 2 or 3 weeks, and then it comes in officially for archery then. But anyway, anybody out there this morning partaking of that opportunity, that deer hunt, prayers for a safe hunt, number one, and hopefully you get you one. There's for my deer hunting contingent out there. No, we are not a deer hunting channel, but it is a second passion of mine. Most of you guys know that. So we are going to do another video on viewer request. Thank you, and oh yeah, thank you for all of you folks that has sent in show ideas. Yesterday was one of those, was the first one. We had a viewer that wanted to see all of my re-see, really, because we've done them before, but he wanted to revisit my stag buck knife collection. We did that yesterday. Check. And we got in a few other requests yesterday, and this is one of them. They wanted to see my 1970s era, decade case knives. And you guys have heard me say many times that the 1970s, as far as Case XX knife, is the best they get. I stand on that. I know that's opinion, 100% opinion, but it is mine. It is definitely my opinion, and I know a lot of fellow case enthusiasts or case collectors agree with that statement. They're just different. And Dan, actually, Dan, the viewer, one of your knives, of course, is going to be shown. Me and Dan did a horse trade, and I have a 70s model coming up from brother Dan. But Dan, he commented in and said, "Hey HT, can you show us that golden era? Can you show us some of those 70s case knives?" I got you. This is the People's Channel. And keep those coming. I guess I need to do, any of y'all wrestling fans out there know how to do the people's eyebrow like The Rock used to do? No? Anybody? Probably not. Y'all don't know what I'm talking about. But this is a channel, nevertheless, for the people, and keep those coming. I love that. Right down there in the comments, drop me something in the comments. A past knife, a knife that I haven't done and might have, or something you've seen a long time ago, or just a show idea. HT, show me, just like in this case, hey, you talk about these 70s case knives all the time, HT. How about do a video completely on them? Gotcha. So Dan, buddy, this one is for you, and you guys keep those coming. I love it. This will be 2 days in a row. I have done viewer on-screen family request, and I love it. There'll be more to come. I've got a couple of more when the time is right. If yours don't come up, like you say something in a day or so, you put something down there and you don't see me do it in a couple of days, I'm writing them down. Rest assured, it is not falling on deaf ears, and I will get to you. So y'all keep those coming. But anyway, Dan, today's for you. And I'm going to go, and there's not a whole lot of them, believe it or not. Shamefully, I would love to have 100 knives from the 70s in case, but I do not. I have recently kind of morphed my collecting into more traditional, not traditional, more vintage stuff. The later, the older, the better. That is what I'm looking for now, and that is what I'm currently collecting and bringing into the collection. So they're not going to be as many of these as you think. It's only going to take us one video if I finally shut up and show you a knife. But they will be more coming. So anyway, we're going to start from smallest and we're going to go all the way to biggest, and let's do it. First one I want to show you. This is a 1974, and so is this. So that is my model year. So it even makes it special on these 70s case knife when I can look up and get a 74. And this is a 74 Barlow. And we have the saw cut, that reddish brown. You got a little red up here, kind of on this peak of the saw cut. You can see right in there. And more of a darker brown here. And I don't even know how much, there we go. That saw cut's coming through on those handles. But this is a nice saw cut Delrin. It says Case XX here on the bolster. And have good old carbon steel. And we'll take you through a little bit of the snap. Very nice. And this is when I tell you, when we talk about the 70s are just different, this is some of the stuff we're talking about. The snap on these, the snappability, as Brother Terry says, is next level. I don't think there's ever been better from Case for sure. Very nice. But the fit and finish, it just seems like, oh wait, we got a star of the show. Look at those old man Teeners. Man, I about shortchanged y'all. Look at those cool charcoal gray. Oh man, my lights go. There we go, right there. Look at that. It's one of those, if you know, you know. Love those Grandpa Teeners. And this one's got it in spades. But anyway, folks, when I say the golden era, what do I mean by that? The fit and finish, the fitment back then, the walk and talk, they just tuned a knife so good. Again, if you know, you know. And if you don't know, get some 70s. Do like me. Get a few of them in, and you will know. The light bulb will go off. What were, 70s. Okay, well, there's 80s. Now, what's so special about the 70s, HT? It's one of those you got to experience. I didn't know it, and I heard other people talking about 70s, vintage case knives, they're just better. Why are they, what makes them better? What's the big deal? When you get one, or if you get one, you're going to get 2, 3, 4. But if you get one in hand, you're going to know. You're going to know. Number one. Moving on, or we'll be here all day. Second one. This one was one I just got for my 50th birthday. And this is from my brother from another mother, Eddie, my best friend. And this is a reddish bone, not red bone or Old Red. This one is called Reddish Bone. Trapper, full-size trapper. Get the spay blade out of there. Got a little etching on there. What does it say? Tested XX razor edge. But I don't know. Can we? I don't know how much you're going to see these dots. Probably not much at all. If you can see them down there just at the bottom of the bolster, that's about the best I can do. The bolster kind of blocks it, but that is a 1972 Reddish Bone Trapper, and I love it. He knows, everybody that's watched this channel more than 2 times knows my affinity for a certain color, yeah, Reddish Bone 1972. He knocked it out of the park with this. And something that's different, this is another one of those if you know, you knows. These spay blades. Check out that spay blade. And you know, if you know, here we go again, if you know, you know. But I wished I had another one out here, a today's case spay blade. These are just a little different too. You see that little bit right there? It's a perfect right there. You see that light right up here? They have a little swedge on their spay blade, and the front end of them is just a little different. They are. I promise you. I've got other trappers, you know, 2000s, you know, today's trappers, and this little swedge isn't there. And the spay blade itself, the termination of the blade right here, that little swoop down from the top, it's just different. I'm doing a terrible job of showing, explaining what I'm talking about, but there's a difference in these older spay blades on these 70s. I don't know how, you know, maybe the 80s. Now I don't know how far that went back, but there has been a change. There's a little bit of a different on today's the spay blades on these trappers that are coming out, and I love this little swedge. And I love the very front end of these spay blades on these old school trappers. But anyway, I guess we should do walk and talk on each one of them. We'll let you hear these closing up. Nice snap. No half stop on a full-size trapper, but very nice. Moving along. Another birthday gift from this year, from my brother, for sure enough, from another mother. My brother in blades up there in Knoxville, Tennessee. He knocked this one out of the park and surprised me with this. Oh yeah, this is a case rail splitter. What is that pattern? 99. I think it's, what is that? 32. Excuse me a second. I can't read. 3299 and a half, I believe, is the pattern number, but they call it the rail splitter. So, but anyway, this is carbon steel. We have the old traditional classic synthetic, yellow synthetic covers on this guy, and we have a nice, what's really cool about this, we have half stops too, but look at this full size. Look at this, the length of this pin blade. Technically, you know, usually on your, you know, your jackknives, they're about 3/4 of this size. You know, maybe there where my finger, see where I'm covering up the end of that blade, that's about where your pin blade would normally stop. But this thing comes on out here. This is almost like a full size. This secondary blade could be a full size blade on certain models. So I really like this. And I say pin blade, you could make a case that that's a small spear point. You guys tell me. I'm sure they call it a pin, but it is so big and so full, you could make a case that that's a freaking spear point as a secondary. But listen to that. Oh my goodness. But check it out in hand. This thing is so awesome. A model I am not sure why in the world they have vaulted and discontinued. because this is loved by so many. It feels great in the hand. And just a kicker, I don't know how much of this will come through, but it has a little etching. They did a little series where they were the rail splitters. They were showing off the states that came into the Union, and for 1974, they the state that they were repping on their knife was South Carolina. Well, just so happens I was born in South Carolina in 1974. So you talk about a HT knife, if there's ever been one, this is a 74 model case knife, carbon steel, and it has South Carolina featured on the blade, which usually, you know, I don't care about etching, and I don't care about this one. This will eventually wear off, but the fact that, you know, it is a South Carolina themed knife, and it is a 1974, and Aaron knew all this. Aaron, when he got this in, if I know him, he kind of threw me off. He was like, yeah, HT, maybe I'll trade you that one day. If I can ever get another one, in, buddy, maybe I'll trade you that. If I know Aaron, and I don't know this, I don't know for a fact, but I'd almost guarantee you, he probably put this in a drawer somewhere and said, well, when the time's right, I'm going to bless HT with that. That's an HT knife. That's my opinion from knowing Aaron. He is an awesome dude. And that's, anyway, he sent it to me, whatever his criteria was, but I bet you he took that one away and just waited for the right time to bless me with it, because he's freaking awesome. That's why I love him. And so anyway, moving along. 1974 case rail splitter. And this is going to be my what you toting today. I didn't do a short video this morning because the knife that I'm toting for the day was going to be part of this one. So if you don't see what you toting today, here you go. This is it. What am I toting today? I am toting a 1975 full-size Granddaddy Barlow. And yes, there was some question about, you know, people were like, you're not going to use that HT, are you? When I got this in, if you can see this blade right up here, we are teenered to the max. I don't know how much that's coming in, but this whole front half of this blade, I've been cutting my daily strawberries with it. I think I've cut a steak with it already. And it's back in my pocket today. 1000% I am carrying this knife. Yes, I am. Earmuffs for the people that think I'm crazy. Sorry, that's what I do. I believe in getting my love, and I get my love out of using my knives. Some people get them by putting them on a shelf or in a shadow box. You paid for them, America. This is what we do. I'm all for you, and I don't mean that sarcastically. If that's what gives you the fizz, by putting your knives up and passing them in the hallway or looking at them up on a shelf, you bought them. Do you? What brings me my enjoyment is when I buy them, I throw them in one of these, and I put them in my pocket, and I cut strawberries and ribeye steak with them. That's just me. Anyway, like I said, you guys want to see this knife again. You're seeing it again. It's back in my pocket today. Matter of fact, we are going over to my buddies later today for steaks today, and it'll probably be cutting another steak. Get some more good old teeners on it. But anyway, this is, shut up and show you some action on it. Has some nice half stops. If I can get it open. And this is another one of those reddish brown Delrin that they're so famous for back in the 70s. Reddish brown on those covers, And as we can see, that was another thing. I wasn't sure if this was carbon steel or stainless, but answer solved. It is very much carbon steel. So anyway, 1975 Granddaddy Barlow. Moving on, and these two will be real quick because it's pretty much the same knife, except for the year. We have, and which one do I have here first? We have trying to count these dots, sorry folks. Duh. It's a 74. I don't have to count the dots. Another present, another birthday present, and I think like 3 of them, I've got 7 knives here to show you. I think 3 of them are birthday presents. So shamefully, I guess my knife community loves me, but 3 of these were actually gifted to me, and this is another one. This is a 1974, and check out that bead. You guys know that bead? One of the most awesome dudes in our knife community. I talk to him all the time. He's on vacation right now. Maybe he might be coming back now, but he was having a nice vacation getaway at the beach, and I am talking about none other than old AW, Aaron over at AW Custom Designs. I call him A-Dub, and I call him an absolute friend. He is awesome. Love Aaron, and he gifted me this 1974 birthday, for my birthday here, my 50th birthday. He gifted me this Folding Hunter, and if you guys don't know, the Folding Hunter style knives are my favorite. Is my absolute favorite. I know I have the Canoe Crew, there's Saudi Sunday. Listen to me when I say this. Nothing gives me the fizz more than Folding Hunters. They're numero uno. Aaron knows that, and he found this 1974. It has some cool, look at this pitting. Got some pitting up here. Most of all the blade meat is here, but does have some little pitting, some peppering on it, and hey, it's 50 years old. So do I. Look at this white Santa Claus beard in here. That's the magic of these things, folks. They're not supposed to look. Well, I don't have something really shiny here. They're not supposed to look like a 2016. You know, they're a 76. They are supposed to have some age, some character, and stuff like this right here. Look at that. Look at those little pitting right across the top. Look at the peppers, the pitting and the peppering on the back of this blade. I love it. I absolutely love it, and I could not be more pleased with this. I told Aaron, I said, until this lanyard falls off, it will keep your bead, because you gave, just as a reminder to me that Aaron gifted me this, where I got this from. It's got his bead on it. That bead will stay on this knife, and I will use this. Why wouldn't you? You know what I'm saying? It is a user. That this will stay on this till it freaking falls off. And then if I'm around and Aaron's still around, I'll get another bead. I'll say, hey Aaron, I need a new bead. I just wore that one smooth off. But 1974, and listen to this. Listen to that 50-year-old snap. Stellar. Thank you, A-Dub, for this one, buddy. I love you. Moving along, we have, and it's pretty much the same knife. This was a 74. I have a multiple here. This is a 79. This is one that I just picked up I don't know if this was an eBay or horse trade. I think this was actually an eBay find. Uh, Let me think about that. Actually, it's not an eBay find. This is a horse trade. This is from Brother Bobby down at RDS Wood Turnings and Acrylics. I almost lost my mind there. Sorry about that, Bobby. Bobby and I made a trade for this one. And this is a 79, same thing. It has those brownish, and I didn't really say it on the other one, but it's kind of a brownish bone, not bone, excuse me, a brownish wood. It is a laminated wood where the very top layer is, you know, like a real wood, but it is made of like layers of veneer. So as to, for a folding hunter, this is a folding hunter knife. These are expected to be in the field processing game. With game, there's fluids, not to get too gross, but if you put real wood on a knife, natural wood, tends to swell, to crack. I mean, when it gets wet from the snow, rain, fluids from skinning and cleaning those animals, it could crack, it could swell, and you could just have some hideous looking covers on your knife. So I actually think the fact of going with this nice jigged laminated wood is brilliant. I mean, Buck did it for quite a while. What do they call it? Their diamond wood, that they have on like their Buck 110s and 112s. They did laminated wood for a while, and the stuff just holds up. It has all the good looks of real wood. Some people may argue, well, I can tell a mile away that's not real wood. Okay, maybe so. But I think it looks good, and it'll absolutely hold up better than natural wood. So anyway, this is their rendition of wood, is laminate wood, and this thing is just awesome. One of my absolute favorite knives, the 6265. This is a 65 pattern, by the way, if I hadn't said it. Folding Hunter from Case, and they're awesome. And what are we at? 27 minutes. Good gravy. Sorry. Last but not least, Brother Dan, I saved yours to last. Here we go. Look at this beauty right here. Again, we are back with that same wood. That is a laminated wood. A little bit of a different jigging pattern, kind of wavy here. Isn't that cool? Kind of looks like waves to me that they went with on that jigging pattern. And this is actually another hunter. If you look this up in like in the Knife Bible, I know everybody calls this the large scope bottle. So do I. I always have. But if you look this particular one up with this particular bolster configuration here, this is actually called a Swell Center Hunter. And this is a 1970. And Dan, the one that had the idea for this was a horse trade with Dan. And here's your beauty again. Oh my God, do I love it, Dan. And listen, you guys got to just see this. This is ridiculous. No, this isn't some little copperhead. This is a 5 1/4. It just wants to snap back. I can't even hold it. I'm trying to show y'all the whole experience, and it's just wanting to go into half stop. Oh my, did you see my hand shake there? And I'm not dressing this up. I'm going to just hold my hand like I normally would. Did you see that reverberation? This thing kicks like a proverbial mule. I'm telling you, this thing has some of the best walk and talk. A 5 1/4 inch behemoth closed. Any knife, I'm talking about Barlow's, Copperheads, period. Any knife with a half stop I've ever came across I'll put this big monster on any of it. It has a wall. You talk about a half stop wall. Look at this. I'm trying not to cut myself because listen to that. Now listen to this closing. Oh my goodness. I am telling you. That's as good as it gets. That's as good as it gets in my collection. Wow. I have, like I say, the smaller guys are notorious to have, the stellar walk and talk. This big monster right here, I will put on any of them, and it will more than hold its own and probably beat half of them. It is awesome wow. Love this thing. Large, whether you call it the large Coke bottle, you call it a swell center hunter, I call it amazing, awesome, and this is what we're talking about when we talk about 70s. This is you could put this, for me in my collection, this is the poster child for the 70s, and when I tell you guys it is the best era ever in case knives, this is my proving point. This knife is amazing. But anyway, my goodness, I'm so sorry. I knew this one would be probably long because it was a little collection video. If you stayed to the end, bless you. Thank you so much. But that is my current 70s case knives. Again, what me and many other enthusiasts believe to be the golden era of case. Hope you enjoyed it. Hit that like. If you're still here, you obviously 30-something minutes. You had to enjoy this. Hit the like for us. The other button over there, tell a friend. If you like this kind of stuff, we're going to do more of it. And keep those show ideas coming. I love doing them. We can do it for a month straight. If you guys send me stuff that y'all want to hear and want to talk about on here, hey, it's the people's channel. So we will do it. I love to accommodate. God bless you. Enjoy your weekend. Be safe. We'll see you on the next one. HT out.